On today's episode of Shit I Find Interesting, we're going to be talking about this three-wheeled nightmare called the Bell. Through my research from, the things I didn't already know about these from my father running one for years, I found that information on these isn't just written all over the internet like everything else, and I had to watch a lot of videos to learn some of the stuff that I don't quite know about. They were all powered by an air-cooled Deutz diesel 4-cylinder with 68 horsepower. Yeah, it had no radiator. The fuel tank was actually part of the frame. That's where your fuel sat. The triangulated shape made it almost impossible to crush. A tree could fall directly on top of this thing and you might be a little scared, but you're going to be alright once you clean your drawers. It was a very nimble little package with only 108 inches wide and a 114-inch wheelbase, and it could spin around on a dime. A simple 2-speed hydrostatic transmission with working travel modes. That's about all there was to that. Now the model I'm going to be referring to is the T and the Super T. We didn't have the fancy Ultra Ts. The Ultra models had AC, heat, and windows and featured ergonomic joystick controls like the equipment better known today. The T and the Super had 8 levers for your controls of your equipment. And there was 4 on one side, 4 on the other, on the front bar in front of the operator's seat. Your throttle control was down beside your seat, and you just pulled it up and down to set the throttle where you wanted it. Primarily, you wanted it wide open all the time when you were running. They made these with several different types of heads, but the one I'm familiar with was the one featured here, the dangle head. It had a bar saw inside, and there was no toting this tree around. You could maneuver it one way or another, or if you got good, you could even throw it back towards your tire and spin around and throw it behind you. My dad got really good at this. Now myself have only run 4-wheel big rubber tired cutters, so this one, I drove it a little bit as a kid, but I was never really allowed to run it. I was too young. I couldn't find the exact date that they started manufacturing these, but they were built in South Africa and shipped over here, and I know that they made their emergence in the States in the early 80s, early to mid 80s. Couldn't find an exact date on this, as hard as I looked. The saw itself had a 37-inch bar, and the chain was pitched in 404. Big boy stuff. You drove it with your feet, 2 pedals, each one with a forward and a reverse, and the wheels drove independently. So yeah, you could just cut her shitty and do donuts all day if that's what you wanted to do. Don't really recommend it. And the back tire was an aircraft tire. And for the most part of running this thing, when you cut the trees, it spent a lot of time off the ground. It was estimated it could put about 200 trees an hour on the ground and totally revolutionize logging.